Thanks very much, everyone. It's just such a great honour to be here. As mentioned, my name's Bill Johnston and I'm the really proud president of the Fremantle Men's Community Shed. And Margaret here is one of the most valued members we have in the shed, valued and so competent. So we'll talk together about the things that the Men's Shed hope to achieve. Thank you so much for us getting here. It's fantastic. Well, there's the projector. So we are here all really to answer that particular question about how we as a community can be a place where many people feel this sense of belonging. The Fremantle Men's Shed started very, very humbly, a little asbestos building in White Gum Valley. All the guys who attended that learned how to breathe very shallowly, and great things happened there. You can see that's our first workbench, which from humble beginnings, certainly great things have happened. You'll notice the guys are standing shoulder to shoulder. That's something that we have as a motto in Men's Shed Learning. It's shoulder to shoulder is how people seem to learn best, particularly men. But that happened just over 14 years ago. We're in our 15th year next year. And now, 2 years ago, through a lot of diligence from our members and hard work, we, with the City of Fremantle, organised a purpose-built shed. And again, with our members and supporters being available to work with the community, we were able to fund it in terms of getting equipment and the stuff. So now it's a fantastic resource for everybody. And Margaret will attest to the fact that men and women come and use the shed regularly, and it's just one of those fabulous places. It's actually a place for everyone. We have not just the fantastically set up workshop for metal and woodwork. We're really proud of the fact that we've been able to include other items. This has all happened because our members want to be involved in things like gardening. Got a great organic garden there. We have art and music, facilities available to people who want to access the shed, and it's a place for everyone, a really inclusive community. But most importantly, and this is really what we call vital, the shed gives something to offer something else. It actually offers people who step onto the welcome mat the feeling that they belong to something. They belong to something that's quite special and empowering. And that's actually the sense of belonging that we think we are able to meet in this community. People come to us from all walks of life, or from all ages and stages, from all cultures, and it's just and they meet and they greet and they come to the shed. I often think Tinkerbell sprays magic, fairy dust. We sprinkle sawdust, and it has the same effect of bringing people together. There's something primal about wood. And Margaret will tell you in her story about how primal wood is, because it's just a fantastic thing. But this sense of belonging, working shoulder to shoulder, being connected, is something that the Fremantle Community Shed does in bucket loads. It's really the essence of the shed. It's our most powerful gift to the community, that we can bring people into the shed and they can share the experiences and the joy and then be part of it and, in fact, get that sense of belonging. Look, I'm really honoured to have Margaret talk to us with us tonight. She's got a fantastic story to tell. And Margaret, if you don't mind taking over.
Yep, thanks.
I'll step out of your way.
Good evening. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. It destroyed my career. But there's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to work with wood. My father was a carpenter. Mum wouldn't allow him to teach me. I got to secondary school. In second year of secondary school, we had electives, and one of them was woodwork. So, of course, I chose woodwork, and I was fronted in very short order to the headmaster, who said, "Young lady, boys do woodwork, girls do typing, sewing and cooking." So it's a very long time ago, and it was really quite serendipitous that I was introduced to the men's shed. I've passed men's sheds, but they're men's sheds. This was the men's community shed. I didn't realise until I joined the shed just how isolated that I was. And it was just the most amazing place. There were women there using power tools and hand tools and timber. It was really amazing. I don't always work on my own projects. Sometimes I treat it as a social evening and I talk and I listen. Other times people may need assistance, so I help. Its benefits to me are, there's not just one benefit, there are lots of side benefits. The big one being I'm no longer isolated. I'm connected to the shed and I'm connected to the people in the shed. And it's a really, really nice thing. I'm not always well enough to go, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. I have a sense of purpose, and I'd like to say thank you.
That's one of Margaret's smaller projects, by the way. Now, we know that what we can offer is a recipe for success, because we were trialled with the Fremantle, Elmer Street's mental health clinic, and what we did was we worked on a program, this was about 7 or 8 years ago, very successfully, taking men from Elmer Street Clinic, outpatients, to see whether a shed environment would help them in their recovery from mental health illnesses. And it was a profound success. The men came to build something. They initially came to make a little bottle opener, which I've left in my bag. And that was the first project. But that success built more success, and that success gave the men confidence. But more importantly, they were working with our volunteers and our guys who devised the program, and that they became connected to us and then connected to the larger community, because in the community sense, we go out and do things in the community, and they joined us with that. So how great is it when people who come to us for a need are able to get the strength to go out and support things we do and give back to the community, and that's one of our strong points, I do believe. So how good it was there's a couple of testimonials there from eminent people in the mental health field who thought it was brilliant. I'd have to say Dr. Everett, sorry Margaret.
That's all right.
Dr. Everett made the point that there should be a men's shed in every town, and Fremantle Men's Shed was the first real men's shed in WA. 180 exist all over the state now, from Esperance to Broome and beyond. They all copied us, but I'm really proud they did. You know, we've given them something to work towards. Yeah. So that sense of belonging permeates through what we do. Thank you. Thanks, Margaret. So we made this DVD, and we just know that this is a proven and tried formula. We like that to carry on. Our dream, really, and our vision is to be able to share this fantastic and enriching joy of being a shed person or having experience of the shed with those in our community who are marginalised, isolated and living with challenges that we can only imagine. And we want to bring them to that welcome mat and make a connection and gain that sense of purpose and feeling that they belong, that people in the shed experience every day. Now, it's not just providing the skills, because we can do that as well on the way, but it's also providing that, most importantly, connecting with others, our members and others who come to the shed from all walks of life, connecting with them to the people that we want to support with your help through Impact100. And the way we're going to do that, if I can just bear with me a moment, is we plan to link with a number of organisations who we've discussed this with, and they're very excited about it. You know, what we want to do is our partners here do amazing things with their clients, and we will engage with them to bring people to the shed. Those people will be sort of, there's a couple of women's groups in there as well as men's, and we know that they will sort of bring people to the shed, and we'll be able to run a program which we'll show you up now, which is actually to run with $100,000. We will be able to run 32 5-week workshops. That'll be 160 workshops over 2 years, 480 participants, or if you're not that literate physically, that equates to that many minibuses, 9 buses, or 1.5 times the capacity of the Fremantle Town Hall. And really what I really want to say is the shed is a place where people connect. They meet, connect, and they have that sense of purpose and they feel like they belong. And that's what we'd like to achieve with your help. Thank you very much.